In this presentation, we are going to get a better understanding of our eye movement or ocular motor skills. This includes our eye's ability to jump to different targets called saccades, follow moving objects called pursuits, and maintain steady attention called fixations. Saccades, smooth pursuits, and fixation are three fundamental eye movements that facilitate our interaction with the world. Saccades are quick darting eye movements, allowing us to voluntarily shift our focus rapidly from one point to another, such as when reading or reacting to a new stimulus. Smooth pursuits are slower and more deliberate movements that enable us to track moving objects smoothly, like following a ball in a game. These movements require coordination and the ability to predict a target's motion. Lastly, fixation movements maintain our gaze on a specific point of interest, ensuring that our focus is stabilized, allowing for more in-depth and detailed visual processing of the object or scene. Together, these eye movements enable us to navigate, understand, and respond to our visual environment efficiently. Poor saccadic eye movements can manifest in various ways that impact everyday tasks. Individuals may move their heads instead of their eyes to shift focus. They might also rely on their tactile system, pointing to objects without directly looking at them. When trying to fixate on a target, they might undershoot or overshoot it, necessitating corrective eye movements or refixation. Some individuals might require multiple attempts to get their eyes to focus properly. Issues like midline jumps, where the eyes skip over central points, can also occur. Consequently, these challenges can lead to frequent attention losses, making tasks that require efficient eye movements, such as reading, more strenuous and less efficient. Good saccadic eye movements play a crucial role in effective visual processing. They are characterized by quick and sharp jumps between focal points, allowing for efficient scanning and perception. Instead of relying on head movement, the eyes move independently, ensuring the head and body remain still during these shifts. Absence of midline jumps means there's a seamless transition as eyes move across central points, facilitating tasks like reading. These adept eye movements ensure sustained attention as the eyes land directly on their intended target without wavering. Furthermore, the speed and accuracy of these movements are consistent, allowing individuals to adapt quickly to varying distances and providing a smooth visual experience. Important differences between poor and good saccadic eye movements become glaringly evident when using a computer eye tracker. On the left side, showcasing poor saccades, the tracker reveals erratic and disjointed patterns. Instead of clean, direct paths, the eye's movements might zigzag or deviate, often overshooting or undershooting the intended target. The pattern might suggest frequent refixations and a struggle to maintain a steady gaze. In contrast, the eye tracker displays fluid, precise, and rapid movements on the right side, representing good saccades. The paths are direct and purposeful, landing on targets with consistency. When someone has difficulty with saccadic eye movements, the challenges faced can significantly hinder their reading and comprehension abilities. For instance, they might find themselves skipping words or lines when reading or having to reread lines multiple times. They may often use a finger or marker to maintain their place on the page. In classroom settings, children could face difficulties copying information from the board to their notebooks, losing their place frequently. Due to these erratic eye movements, they might misread words, confusing similar terms. This saccade inefficiency could also lead to a slower reading speed, necessitating frequent corrections and rereadings. To compensate, individuals might move their head more than usual when reading or scanning text. One of the significant consequences of these challenges is comprehension difficulties. The effort expended on merely decoding words due to poor saccades can make it hard to understand or remember the content they've read. Challenges arising from poor pursuit eye movements can manifest in various noticeable ways that hinder everyday activities. For instance, an individual might excessively move their head or body to compensate for the lack of smooth tracking with their eyes. There could be a tendency to rely on the tactile system, leading them to point at objects without actually looking directly at them. Adjusting to variations in speed, especially when tracking moving objects, becomes particularly challenging, making it hard to seamlessly follow objects that change pace. Not strictly horizontal or vertical movements, such as diagonal or circular motions, can be especially difficult to track. Furthermore, these difficulties can result in frequent lapses in attention, making it hard for the individual to remain focused on tasks that require precise visual tracking. When someone has good pursuit eye movements, it becomes evident in the seamless way they track moving objects. Their eyes glide smoothly, effortlessly following the target without any jerky interruptions. Even as the eyes move, the head and body remain still, emphasizing the efficiency of their visual system. These individuals can maintain a consistent tracking speed, making it easy to follow objects without lagging behind or jumping ahead. Throughout this process, their focus remains unbroken, allowing them to keenly observe details of the moving object. Importantly, all these proficient movements occur without causing any strain or discomfort, reflecting the natural harmony of their visual mechanisms. On the left, the computer eye tracker vividly illustrates the challenges of poor pursuit eye movements. The tracking line is jagged and inconsistent, often breaking or diverting from the object's path. There are evident struggles with head or body movements, and the line shows difficulty adjusting to speed changes. Especially noticeable is the challenge with circular motions, where the tracker frequently loses the target, indicating a lapse in attention. Conversely, on the right, the tracker displays the hallmark of good pursuit eye movements. The line flows smoothly, closely shadowing the moving object with impressive precision. It's clear that the eyes remain steady, with the head and body staying still. The consistent speed of the tracking line showcases the individual's ability to effortlessly follow objects, maintain focus throughout without any signs of strain or discomfort. Poor pursuit eye movements can significantly impact various daily activities. In sports, players might find tracking a moving ball or volleyball players challenging, diminishing their performance in games like baseball, soccer, or tennis. It can manifest as reduced coordination, making tasks like catching a ball harder due to the misalignment of visual input and physical responses. Drivers may face challenges in tracking moving vehicles, especially at high speeds, risking their safety on the road. Motion sickness can also become a frequent issue as the disparity between visual input and other sensory information grows. Furthermore, these inefficient movements can lead to attentional problems, making it hard for individuals to maintain visual focus on moving objects, resulting in increased distractibility and inattentiveness. Poor fixation eye movements can manifest in a variety of noticeable ways. Individuals might find that their eyes frequently drift away from the target they're trying to focus on. This drift can be accompanied by frequent blinking or squinting, suggesting a struggle to maintain clear vision. Their gaze might appear unsteady or choppy, making it challenging to hold a steady focus on a specific point. As a result, maintaining consistent attention becomes difficult, leading them to become easily distracted or lose their place while reading or observing. Interestingly, some might even claim they're looking directly at a target when in reality their eyes indicate otherwise. Good fixation eye movements are characterized by a steady and unwavering gaze on a specific target. This allows for clear focus without any blurring, ensuring that details are seen with precision. One of the significant benefits of efficient fixation is the ability to maintain consistent visual attention, which means that distractions are minimized and the eyes remain reliably on the target. Even during prolonged periods of fixation, there's no notable strain or discomfort, highlighting the ease and efficiency of this crucial visual skill. Using a computer eye tracker, the disparities between poor and good fixation eye movements are vividly illustrated. On the left side, indicative of poor fixation, the tracker's output is scattered with dots dispersed haphazardly across the display, signifying a gaze that frequently strays from its intended target. This erratic pattern suggests unsteady focus, a tendency to get easily distracted, and difficulty maintaining attention on a singular point. Contrastingly, on the right side, showcasing good fixation, all dots are densely clustered in one localized area. This concentration of dots represents a consistent, steady gaze that remains fixed on the target, demonstrating clear focus and unwavering attention. The juxtaposition between the two screens highlights the stark contrast between unstable and stable fixation eye movements. With poor fixations, individuals often struggle with maintaining a steady gaze on their target, their eyes wavering even when they're attempting to concentrate. This unstable focus can lead to transient blurring or even double vision. Frequent head motions might arise to compensate for this inconsistent eye movement, with the individual moving their head to trace or keep up with visual targets. Furthermore, tasks that demand solid visual fixation, such as watching films or attentively listening to a lecture, can become challenging due to difficulty in sustaining attention. In some instances, there might be a noticeable tilt or turn of the head, a gesture made in hopes of achieving a clearer and more focused view. These fixation challenges can severely hamper a child's ability to establish or maintain eye contact, a critical aspect of social interactions, and can lead to misunderstandings or misconceptions about their level of engagement or interest. An eye tracker might gears an insightful visualization of a reader's gaze path and how their eyes move across the text. When there are tracking efficiency issues, we can see where the person clearly skipped lines or missed words entirely. Instead of the expected smooth progression from one word to the next and from one line down to the subsequent one, the visual trail jumps around the page, leapfrogging over words or bouncing between lines. Such patterns disrupt the fluidity of reading and can significantly hamper comprehension. The reader might miss out on crucial details or context, leading to fragmented understanding and often the need to reread passage multiple times to grasp the content fully. Here's an example of the same grade child. When reading is optimized by excellent ocular motor control, the eyes exhibit effective eye movements, allowing for a smooth and accurate transition from word to word and line to line with minimal effort. There's a marked reduction in regression movements, meaning that I seldom wander back to previously read words or lines, signifying a higher level of comprehension and fluency. Instead, a rhythm of steady and deliberate progress is maintained, contributing to an adequate reading speed that isn't too rushed or painfully slow. This form of well-regulated ocular activity allows the reader to absorb and process the material more efficiently, enhancing their ability to understand and retain the information, thus proving strong comprehension and a more enjoyable and productive reading experience. Inefficient eye movements can significantly impact attention in several ways. First, they can lead to cognitive overload. When the eyes don't move smoothly or accurately, the brain has to work harder to make sense of visual information, diverting mental resources from the primary task and making it more challenging to maintain focus. Additionally, impaired visual processing speed becomes evident. If the eyes aren't gathering visual data efficiently, there can be delays in how quickly that information is processed, leading to slower reaction and response times. This becomes especially problematic in dynamic environments where keeping up with visual changes is crucial. Furthermore, sustaining eye contact becomes a hurdle. The lack of control over fixation can render sustained eye contact during interpersonal interactions challenging, and for some, even uncomfortable. The inability to maintain consistent eye contact can give off the impression of inattentiveness or distractibility, sometimes mirroring symptoms often associated with conditions like ADHD. Poor eye movements can significantly impede visual spatial skills, leading to a range of challenges. One primary issue is the increased cognitive load. When an individual constantly compensates for imprecise eye movements, the brain has to work overtime on basic visual tasks. This added strain, there's less cognitive capacity left for higher level processes, such as comprehending spatial information. Additionally, tasks that demand hand-eye coordination, like catching a ball or sketching, become more challenging. Inaccurate eye movements can disturb this vital coordination, resulting in miscalculations and mistakes. Lastly, depth perception, crucial for interpreting spatial relationships, is reliant on efficient binocular eye movements. If the eyes struggle to work together, it can lead to erratic or incorrect judgments of depth, further complicating an individual's spatial comprehension. To learn more about vision and visual processing disorders, you can head to www.visionlearncenter.com.